Hi guys, how are we doing? And welcome back to another video. It's been a little while since I put out a video, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, I had my family over. It was sort of the spring break a couple of weeks ago, and my family came to visit, so we had a lovely time going and exploring Dubai and bits of Abu Dhabi. But naturally, when you've got family over and you're entertaining them and you're making sure that you're keeping them busy and doing lots of different things, I just didn't have time to film. And then last week, I came down with what I can only describe as the flu. And I had to take a couple of days off work to recover. And so I am now putting a video out finally because I'm feeling a little bit better. Still kind of getting over the back of this flu. But yeah, it is time for a video. So in this video, I want to talk a little about money, and more specifically, saving money. Now, the UAE is a wonderful place. Many people come out here for all kinds of different reasons. But one of the biggest reasons that I hear is to save, to make a bit of money, to put a bit of bank, and to kickstart some savings for a rainy day, for future investments. The list goes on. Lots of people send money back home, especially if they earn more money out here, and they want to make the most of the tax-free income. So today I thought I would do a little bit of a video to talk about savings, what options you have, whether it is possible to save out here and maintain the lifestyle that you want. So that's what this video is going to be about. And with further ado, let's get into it. I would say the number one thing to consider when moving out here, especially if you're wanting to save money, is your wage. Now, as a teacher, there are many benefits to coming out here. First of all, it is a tax-free wage, which is great. Secondly, I do get paid more than I would if I were working back in the UK, although as far as I'm aware, you get to a certain level up the pay scale where you are naturally limited because we are teachers. This is the teaching profession, and there is a bit of a cap as far as I am aware. I'm not at that level in my career, so I'm still benefiting from being paid more here than I would back at home. There are things like housing, which is covered out here because of the school that I'm at. Which I would otherwise have to pay for. There are just a few things like that that the job itself offers, which gives me a little bit more disposable income than I'd get back at home. Now, I will add a caveat to that it depends on the school you're in. Not all schools will offer the housing allowance, but they may well offset the housing allowance with a more handsome pay. So you do have to off-scale and budget accordingly. Another thing to consider is it depends on where in the UAE you are applying for in terms of jobs. Now, I live in Al Ain. Al Ain is a considerably quieter area than Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And as far as I'm aware, I am more likely to get a higher pay being here than I would do back down in Dubai, just because more people are interested in Dubai. There is more to do down there. It is a more exciting place to live, especially if you are a young person. And therefore, the schools are able to be a little bit tighter with their purse strings. So that's something to consider too. So are you able to save? Let's say that you get a nice wage. Let's say you get a wage that may be more impressive and provides you with a little bit more disposable income than you would get in the UK or wherever it is that you're from. Can you save? The answer is yes and no, depending on your lifestyle. Now, being out here, there are lots of things like brunches, there are weekends away, there are trips, there are lots of fun places that you can go to. And by nature, a lot of those places cost money. So if you're not careful, very, very quickly, you can end up paying for things, food, takeouts, fun trips away, that will diminish your monthly earnings very, very quickly. So it really depends on your lifestyle. Now, I have started making sure that every month I take some money and I pop it in a pot and I don't touch it, and that becomes my savings pot. And I know many other people that do the same thing. They kind of pay themselves before they then spend money on other things. But I also know many people out here that don't necessarily do that as well. And therefore, even though they've got this nice wage, that then goes on their lifestyle because they want to be out every weekend and they want to be doing things with friends and they want to be going to brunches. So you can maintain a fantastic lifestyle, but you may not be able to save as much as you'd want to by doing so. I also want to make it clear that there are options for you to be able to maintain a lifestyle and save doing all these amazing things. Now, there is an app called The Entertainer. There are other discounted applications that you can get out here, especially as a teacher, which are very, very beneficial. The Entertainer, for instance, is a great app. You sign up to it either individually or you can sign up to it with a group of friends, and it will give you discounts at many, many really popular restaurants, hotels, and it can give you offers such as 25% off your bill or 2 for 1. And they also have offers like this on brunches as well. Now, they may not be the most popular, did I actually just say hip? They might not be the most popular brunches, but they will have the similar packages that you could get in some of the high-end places in the likes of the Palm or JBR in Dubai. And it's an alternative which is much more affordable. You still get the brunch vibe, the brunch feel. You can still be by the pool on a Saturday or a Friday afternoon, but at half the price. So if you are coming out here, the Entertainer and various other apps are definitely worth looking into, because you can still maintain that brunch and that fun lifestyle, but at a fraction of the price. Now, if you're wanting to build up a pot of money and you want to get yourselves a savings account, that is very, very possible out here. Many people do it. And I know all the banks that I've got, or friends have got, people around me have got, do have the option for a savings account. Now, as with every bank, their savings accounts, well, they'll have different savings accounts to start off with. And the savings accounts that they do have will have different benefits. Some you have to pay into, others is a bit freer. Some have a card with them, some don't. Now, the bank that I'm with, I can get a savings account. I can get one that is easily accessible. But all of the savings accounts that I have to use, I need to put 5,000 dirham down, which is the equivalent of about £1,000, just over £1,000. So what I've started doing is getting cash out each month, rather than putting money into a specific savings account. Now, this isn't me trying to offer financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. So I'm telling you guys what I'm doing. But there are options for savings. You just have to figure out the best way for you. Now, I physically get it out, but it might be a case that you earn a certain amount, or you're able to leave money in an account and be good, and then use and open a savings account. But there are options like that for you if you are looking to create long-term savings out here. So as a final point before I sort of bring this video and wrap this video up, I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed about my own savings and my own money, which has made saving a little bit challenging, is the convenience out here. If you fancy a takeaway, there's a takeaway on your doorstep. If you really want to bake something or make something, or you really fancy going and buying something from a grocery store, but you can order it. You can pretty much order anything on demand and it will be at your doorstep within 40 minutes or an hour. And if you're down in Dubai, the options are even greater because of how popular it is down there. This does naturally eat away at your money, and often you don't even realize you're doing it. Now, I found that since meeting Daisy, getting in a relationship, my lifestyle has changed quite a lot. I'm not going down to Dubai so much. I'm not brunching as much as I used to. And therefore, I am making savings in different places. Whereas now I'm spending a lot more time with her. We're doing things as a couple. And we're able to think about money in a slightly different way. And means I've been able to make some savings. Another thing to be aware of, which has really impacted me and my savings, is fraud. Online fraud is quite a big thing out here. Unfortunately, last winter time, I was a bit of a fool, and I was a bit of a victim of fraud, and I lost quite a bit of money. Fortunately, I've got a good family network, and they were able to support me, and some friends out here were able to help me out as well. And so that had quite a big impact on me being able to save money. But nonetheless, your lifestyle will make a big difference. So if you want to save, it's an option for you, but you do have to make it your job to save. You have to make sure that you're good and that you're putting money aside. Otherwise, it can become quite expensive and easy to spend. There you go, guys. That is this video over. I think talking about money can be a bit of a taboo subject, but in terms of saving money and making sure that you're set up for the future, especially if you are to decide to become a bit of an expat and come and move abroad, especially out here to the UAE, it is something that you would probably want to consider. Having a tax-free wage, having all the benefits that we get being teachers abroad, or even if you've got a different profession, like I say, it would be foolish not to make the most of this opportunity to make savings with that additional income. Again, none of this is financial advice. I just thought I'd give you some tips based on what I've seen and some of the things that I'm doing. This year, I have some goals when it comes to savings to make sure I put some money aside for when I eventually move on from this country. and it's very easy to allow your money to slip away from you out here. Like I say, manage your expectations of your lifestyle. Figure out alternatives to the very expensive brunches and other options. Try to do things with friends a bit more locally. And yeah, you can make some good savings. So there you go. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up now. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to do all those good things of subscribing, commenting, liking, all the rest of it. Go over and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one.